It is Thursday, June 12th, 2025. This is a regular board meeting of the Augsburg Bridge and Port Authority. This
Are you able to
meeting is
hear me?
called to order. So Lawrence, letters and communications to the board.
No, Mr. Chairman, but I did hand out the board read file.
Okay.
To all the board members.
Approval of board minutes. Is there any that have been approved by the secretary?
No, I have to give them to the secretary.
Okay. Reports, let's go right to, which is no objection to presentation by the auditors. Patty?
Doug, if you'd like to take over?
Doug, can you still hear us? Anthony jinxed it.
Doug, can you hear us okay?
No.
No.
I cannot hear anyone.
For what it's worth, I can hear, so I don't know where the disconnect is.
I can't hear Jennifer either, actually.
His volume is down on his device.
Is anyone able to hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you. Your volume up? I think you hear us.
That's okay.
That was good.
That's okay.
As soon as that left my mouth.
Let me
Tony,
try
what do you got?
calling into the phone number that was on the invite.
What did he say?
Who's gonna call in?
Yeah, we can hear
We
you.
can hear
Just
you.
talk, buddy.
Yeah, if you want, you can just go ahead with the.
If we have questions, Anthony can type.
Please enter your access code followed by the pound or hash sign.
Now you're looking at a screen.
Look at your screen, Doug.
Please enter your access code followed by the pound or hash sign. To enable audio controls, please enter your audio PIN followed by the pound or hash sign. If you do not have a PIN, just press pound or hash.
Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear us now?
Yes, I can.
Oh, great. There you go.
Oh,
Thanks,
you might
John.
have to mute. Okay,
Uh,
floor is yours, Doug.
okay. Well, sorry about the technical difficulties. It seems like half of these presentations I do one way or another has some type of technical issue, but that's the first time I've had it where I couldn't hear anything. But anyways, again, my name is Doug Zimmerman, partner with the FPR Group, and certainly happy to be here to present the results of the audit of the Ogdensburg Bridge and Port Authority for the year ending March 31st of 2025. We did provide Patty with a two-page handout that is what I was going to walk through. But before I get into that, I just wanted to give you a very, very brief high-level overview of what we did in the process. There are actually 4 separate reports that we issue in connection with this audit engagement. There is the main financial statements of the authority, and those are some 51 pages. And again, they report on the results of the authority for the year ended March 31st. And again, that's the information that I'll be covering today as well. But there are three other documents that we issue as well. There's what's called a report to the board, and that is required communication. And I just want to give you an overview that there is nothing in that 3-page document that the board would have to be concerned with. There were no issues that we detected as part of the audit procedures, and everything that we had requested, was certainly freely provided. We also do an engagement with regards to the a schedule of passenger facility charges that's required for the airport. And again, that's a clean report. And then you do get New York State DOT funding in connection with the operations, and there's a separate what New York State calls audit of those programs. And again, there were no issues or concerns with regards to that report. So I did want to mention the three of those, but my focus today is going to be the results of the authority's operations overall. And the financial statements have been reviewed by management. They are currently in draft form, waiting for final approval of the board. We anticipate issuing, and these reports have what we call an unmodified or a clean opinion on the financial statements. There are no exceptions noted in the preparation of the underlying accounting records that deviate from general accepted accounting principles. There were also no material weaknesses or deficiencies noted in the authority's internal controls over financial reporting or on the federal awards. So again, a clean bill of health, and that's certainly what you'd want to receive as board members in your stewardship responsibilities of overseeing the operations of the authority. There's also a report that we issue in regards to the authority's compliance with New York State investment rules and regulations. And again, there is a clean opinion with regards to that. We do look at the investments that you have. We look at your internal policies along with the New York State guidelines and requirements. And again, all of those were in alignment, and there were no issues at all with regards to that. As I mentioned before, everything that we requested was freely provided. There were no issues whatsoever in the conduct of the audit. This audit really starts, we do some preliminary planning work even before your fiscal year end back in March. We continue that planning in April. Obviously, we do the bulk of the test work once the agency has closed the books for the year end, and that occurs during May. We wrap things up and then issue that draft report, and we're obviously here in the beginning of May to review that report. You are required to file with the Public Authority's Office before the end of this current month of June 30th, and you certainly are early on in that process. It is a effort on all parts, be it ourselves or management, really, to make sure that you're able to report in that very timely time frame, and being able to review these results, in early June tells you that information was ready and available, and we were able to complete that effectively within that 60-day time frame, by the end of May. So that attests to the quality of the underlying records that are maintained throughout the year. With regards to the specific numbers, you see at the bottom of page 1, we report the information for 2025 with comparative numbers for 24, and then you can see the changes that occurred between the end of the 2 years. Those numbers are the assets, the liabilities, the net position, and that's as a snapshot in time. That is the numbers as of March 31st, and they're going to change on a daily basis. So if you were to look at those numbers on the 30th or on April 1st, you would have seen different numbers as cash receipts came in, disbursements went out the door. So that's just a snapshot of your fiscal year-end numbers. With regards to the assets, they amounted to $126.8 million, and that was approximately a 5% increase from the prior year. And that change was mainly due to increases in your grants receivable from ongoing capital projects, as well as the authority receiving additional state aid in the current year for stimulus funding. Your deferred outflows, and that is a nomenclature specifically for governmental entities. And really, there are two aspects of deferred outflows and your deferred inflows. On the deferred outflow side, you have issues in there with regards to the state pension system and your OPEB, which is your employee retiree health insurance. And there was a change there of your total year-end balance was $1,193,000, very consistent with last year's number. a small change of $128,000. On the liability side, those amounted to $33.7 million. And again, that was fairly consistent with last year. It was just a 1% decrease. And that change was mainly due to a decrease in your payables, offset in part by an increase in the authority's line of credit. On the deferred inflow side, that amounted to $13.9 million, and that represented a 5% decrease from the prior year. And again, the change was mainly due to the amortization of the authority's various leases. So a couple of years ago, GASB required the implementation of what they call GASB 87. You were required to record on a long-term basis all of the various lease receivables that you have from the tenants at the authority. And so we recorded all of that. And you only recognize that revenue as you're receiving it over the term of the leases. So there's a large, what is called a deferred inflow or deferred revenue related to those leases. And so that's why that number is so significant at $13 million. So the net of all those various numbers gives you a net position of $80 million. And again, it's important to remember that net position is completely tied up in your capital assets. If we were to go look at the statement of net position, you have over $100 million of net capital assets, meaning the cost less their accumulated depreciation. So although a net position of $80 million sounds extremely healthy, it really is an illiquid net position in the fact that it's all tied up in physical property equipment. Turning to the next page, this really reports the revenue and expense side of the ledger. And again, this is for the fiscal year ended March 31st. So it's a measurement of April 1st of 2024 through March 31st of 2025. And we can see here that the net position that we'd spoken about on the prior page, that $80 million, that had actually increased by $6.3 million from last year's almost $9 million. On the operating revenue side, operating revenue amounted to almost $7 million, coming in at $6.9 million, representing an actual 3% decrease from last year. And that was really due to the funds being received in the port operating fees. There was a decrease there as a result of a decrease in traffic. On the operating expense side, that amounted to $13.7 million. And that was actually a 17% decrease from the prior year. And the change there was primarily due to a decrease in the AEAS activity due to the program coming to a termination during the current year. And going forward, the authorities now operating under the EAS Federal Airline Subsidy Program. And then on the non-operating income side, that amounted to $13.1 million, representing a 46% increase from the prior year. And that was due to changes in the amount of state grants received during the current fiscal year. And again, that grid on the bottom reports the condensed numbers. And again, these are condensed. They're detailed on pages for all of these numbers that I just covered. They're on pages 9 through 12 of the financial statements. It gives you the in-depth detail of all the assets, the liabilities, and the revenues and expenses coming in. But again, overall, outstanding operations from a point of view that there were no adjustments that we had to record that were material. Everything's being maintained accordingly. And certainly it was a pleasure working with Patty and her entire team in getting to this point where we're able to review this draft with the board. So that is my high-level presentation of the results, and I'd certainly be happy to answer any specific questions anyone may have.
Anyone? No? No questions, Doug?
All right. Well, thank you very much, everyone. And we will work with Patty on finalizing these so that they can be delivered to the authority's office in plenty of time for your reporting deadline at the end of the month.
Thank you so much, Doug.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a great weekend. And for those that are fathers, have a wonderful Father's Day.
Thank you. You too.
You
All right.
too.
Take care, everyone.
That includes you this year. James again.
Congratulations.
Thank
Yeah. Okay. Finance Committee, that was part of what we just dealt with. Anything else regarding the Finance Committee?
No, I just want to thank you, Pat, and your team for having everything ready and just make it run smoothly. We end up with a clean audit and in and out and.
Yeah, but we actually have fun too.
Well, that's good. You're prepared, right? Or else it would be a very stressful time.
The folks from Doug's office are wonderful.
Good.
You know, they don't make it stressful and they'll joke a little bit with you and tell you not to be stupid or something. But no, they're very good.
Yeah, they asked me the tough questions.
I know they did. It was always good.
Wow.
Anything else, Nicole?
No, that's it.
Okay, any questions of Nicole for Finance Committee? Personnel Committee report.
So we have a couple of hires that are on the agenda, which are much needed vacancies. So I think Steve and Patty in particular will be very happy that we should be getting some support staff for them. And I was happy to report that their start dates are sooner than anticipated, I think.
They're Monday.
Yeah. So there was some concerns when we were interviewing that it may be a delayed fill, but yeah, that's exciting. So those are on the docket.
Thank you. Any questions of Megan regarding the Personnel Committee? That we move on to Bird's traffic report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Kind of just overall more of the same. We haven't seen any real up or down changes. Basically been, and you can see that with the revenue, but the May 2025 overall crossings were down 40% over May of 2019. The 2025 overall crossings were down 29% over last year, May of last year. Auto crossings were down 43%. Truck traffic was down 19% over 2019, and May 25 overall revenue was down 86,121 over May of 2019, and the May revenue was down 49,098 over last year's 24 May revenue. Loss of revenue for it came out January through May calendar year for 25 versus 24 was 152,200, and loss of revenue from January to May calendar year 25 versus 2019 was 275,06. But yeah, okay, that's I've got there. So, questions?
So I think the numbers confirm the trend that we will see for the foreseeable future. Obviously, that has changed. I'm just wondering, those at the county level, including the County Chamber of Commerce and maybe other organizations, have they started to think about changing marketing strategy a little as we move forward, since obviously a large proportion of our Canadian visitors will not be here this year? Have you heard anything?
I have talked to a few legislators from here, the local ones. They've been very supportive. I really haven't followed what is the total legislation is in that regard with that. And then locally, I know I've talked to the mayor and just kind of just talking about the overall situation. As you know, I reached out last month with kind of basically this information so that they were aware of what we were experiencing. And there's been a lot of media coverage over that. But as far as actual, we haven't, kind of joined together with any kind of response to that. But we have, we've done something on our own there in Anthony. Can you pull that up? But we went out and basically, well, it was about a month and a half ago, we decided, we're going to do something. And currently that sign is inoperable. So we got a two-sided vinyl covering for it, and it says the same thing on both sides there. But we have the the maple leaf and the American flag, and kind of combined everything with and it's right out here just ahead of the toll booth.
Before you come to the toll booth, right?
Yeah, but it's welcome Canadian neighbors, we're glad you're here.
Have we sent that on to the local media?
We were gonna do that, we just got it put up yesterday, but we're gonna do a press release on that.
Very nice.
It just concerns me that no group yet has started to think about changing what all of our marketing strategy should be, since it appears we're going to lose a significant number of tourists this year and maybe next year. How that affects us, of course, is paramount to me as a member of this authority, but as a resident and taxpayer in St. Lawrence County, I was hoping some group would call a meeting and those involved in tourism discuss maybe what's next. Have you heard anything, Nicole?
Yeah, I started to find that though.
Thank you. Anyone have any further questions on traffic report? Move on to airport activity, Charlie?
Yes, 31 flight conducted. I know there's one more flight than 30, but they added one for their delayed flight. So they had a delayed flight and trying to accommodate all the passengers, so they added additional flight to our airport at their own expense to haul out the passengers. So overall 869 in plane passengers, pretty healthy overall for Dulles standing on his own. That's the first month actually, and the Florida flights ended. So May's number is purely Dulles flight. Doing very good on completion. A lot of the on-time performance has to do with the Dulles traffic or Dulles weathers. Seems like it's always coming out of Dulles. It's getting delayed, so when it gets here, it's already delayed. But those, I think the 1.5 hours cushion time gave them a little time to spare when they get to the ground here and they turn around real fast and get back to Dulles. I think it's helping. And I think we're heading towards the right directions for 10,000 employments for the year, which we haven't seen for a little bit. So.
Right. Good. I've been out there when they came in somewhat later than scheduled, and like you say, Charlie, they're right on it. Our people out there fueling the plane up and getting them out of here, and Trago Dugan, their people are unloading luggage, getting the people on. It's a quick turnaround. So yeah, make sure you thank them for us.
Yeah.
And Breeze, I think when you told us earlier about that additional flight, I believe we asked if you would send them a thank you note.
Yep, we'll do. So, and then seems like the passenger, just update to our new ticketing. It's up and running now. Just starting, I believe, just about 2 weeks ago, or a week ago now. They're good, and I think a lot of passenger like it because it was a lot bigger space. And some of the comments, I kind of share is that some passenger says, I guess they say it in a nice way, but funny, says, well, a nice terminal with a nice airline. I think it would match up pretty well. So, which is pretty much their local, which is a nice airline. So.
Good. Very good. Anyone have any questions of Charlie?
I do. Just a couple quick things. Parking is free.
Yep.
Right, and that's going well. Have you gotten any feedback about that? People delighted about that?
I think people still asking the question, are you sure?
It feels weird, yeah.
I think it's been going on for a while, and I think once they see like a ticket agent, they'll be like, are you sure I can park my car out here?
Right.
So that's frequent travelers are getting used to it now.
Is Breeze still running the Tuesday special?
Yes, and that's been doing great, actually.
Okay, that seems to really be building momentum with word of mouth.
Very.
And just again, would you repeat the Florida flights? Will be running, I mean, if all goes as planned, from when until when?
The plan right now,
Yeah.
currently, will be coming back the same season as last year,
Okay, would you repeat what that is?
which is in February, middle of February.
Feb to April.
Yeah.
Okay, great, thank you.
Planning next year's trip.
My
Nothing
ticket
wrong
on a
with planning
Tuesday.
ahead, yeah.
Thank you.
When I was out there the other day, there was a woman who had stopped, where you pick up a ticket to park. And she kept looking at it, it's like, pulled right up next to her. And I said, you don't have to pay anymore. She goes, really? I go, it's free. She said, that's great.
Right on.
So, yeah, good. It's working well. Any other questions, Charlie? That will move on to James, I believe.
Yes, we received our second salt vessel of the season. Things are still early. We also had an inquiry to bring whole corn into the port via vessel or rail service. And that is to service an expanding upstate New York dairy market. The whole corn is a feed product to increase the yield of the milk.
Do we know if it's coming by ship or by rail?
No, we're exploring both options.
Okay.
So early stages, but
That'll supply local farmers?
Yep.
Oh, good, good.
as I mentioned the last board meeting, we currently have steel beams at our facility with a new potential customer expressing interest in bringing steel beams via vessel. I was able to go to Oshawa in Canada and observe, assist in steel beam offloads from a vessel, and as well as other, daily port operations. It was a great opportunity, and I'll use that daily and, continuing moving forward with current steel beams and hopefully a project down the road.
Good.
We had a recent inquiry of a single wind turbine replacement that a customer is looking to possibly make happen by end of 2025 or early 2026. So there's some positive opportunities of recent.
By ship?
Yep.
Yeah, and what's happening is like a lot of these wind farms that we started back in like 08 and 09,
They're aging.
they're aging.
Yeah.
And you're gonna see more, and maybe maybe down the road, they do a whole replacement there, but we're seeing probably the weaker ones that are, so what James is talking about, we've had a lot of, I want to say in the last 2 or 3 years, just one-off inquiries.
Yeah,
But they haven't pulled the trigger on them because maybe they think they can get another year out of them. That's kind of what we're seeing now, rather than whole projects.
Good. Anything else?
Nope, that was all I had.
Anyone have any questions of James? If not, we will move on. Anthony?
Yep. So beginning with the occupancy report, everything's holding nice and steady. For our newly vacant space of Building 3, we've had some interest, showed some companies, local company in particular that's looking for expansion within the park, which is good. Just a couple of other highlights over the past month. We've re-engaged with a company looking to do a carbon capture service here in the heavy industrial park, which has been positive. It's been an ongoing discussion for a number of years, but I think that the market and things, the technology has developed to a certain point to where it's a good feasible option for this area, which is great. We hosted a U.S. Department of Transportation representative to do some dock inspection for the PIDP project. So it was great to have that individual on site and we'll show them around a little bit and continue to move that project forward, which we were one of only 2 Great Lakes ports for 2023 to get that award. So it's moving along nicely.
Right.
Had an opportunity, the St. Lawrence County Industrial Development Agency hosted a Global New York Canada Roundtable with some New York State representatives, which was very informative. New York State has representation based out of Montreal that works with Canadian companies, so it was nice to make it was a nice meet and greet and find out some opportunities there. So got some follow up from that and just trying to continue plugging along.
Good. Anyone have any questions of Anthony? No? Move on to any unfinished business, Mr. Lawrence.
No, Mr. Chairman.
Business items. Agenda item A1.
Appointment of the executive coordinator. Expanding the role of the previous administrative assistant, the executive coordinator will be confidential secretary to the board, schedule monthly meetings and type up meeting minutes, assist the HR director with maintaining confidential and sensitive employee information, serving as the organization's ethics coordinator, updating the OBPA website, providing coordination and scheduling of the authority's many compliance submissions, and other duties as laid out in the job description. After thorough review and evaluations of those applications selected for further consideration, interviews were conducted with candidates for the position of executive coordinator. Based on the results of those interviews, it is recommended that Susan Johnson be appointed to the position of executive coordinator at the starting salary of $61,000 prorated for a start date of 6/16/2025 with a 6-month probationary period and management confidential benefits.
Thank you. Very motion
So moved.
Second.
and seconded. Any discussion? I'm calling the roll today.
Ms. Manelli?
Yes.
Ms. Bickman?
Yes.
Mr. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Whitten?
Yes.
Ms. Squires?
Yes.
Thank you. Agenda item A2.
Oh, that's me too. Hang on. Appointment of administrative assistant. The administrative assistant position will be the most customer-facing position of the administration building. This part-time position will provide general support to visitors, answer and direct phone calls, open and distribute mail, order supplies, and research new opportunities for obtaining supplies, creating truck permits for certain truckers crossing the bridge, and other duties as laid out in the job description. After thorough review and evaluation of those applications selected for further consideration, interviews were conducted with candidates for the position of administrative assistant. Based on the results of those interviews, it is recommended that Sherry Fisher be appointed to the position of administrative assistant at the starting wage of $24 per hour with an anticipated start date of 6/16/2025 with a 6-month probationary period and a prorated management confidential paid time off.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Made and seconded. Any discussion? Patty, call the roll, please.
Ms. Pickman?
Yes.
Mr. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Whitten?
Yes.
Mr. Squire? Ms. Squires?
Yes.
Mr. Manelli?
Hey,
Actually,
hopefully next month you don't have to do this. You're off the hook now.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
agenda item A3 has been pulled.
Pulled from the-
Agenda item B1.
Okay, approval of lease supplement number 1 with Daniel Dodge. Staff has negotiated lease supplement number 1 with Daniel Dodge for 170 square feet of office space in Suite 207A of the Bridge Administration Building for a 1-year period commencing July 1st, 2025 and terminating June 30th of 2026 at a rate of $17.40 per square foot, equaling $246.50 per month, $2,958 for the 1-year period inclusive of utilities. All of the terms and conditions of the original lease agreement shall remain in full force and effect. Are hereby ratified and affirmed.
Okay. Is there a motion?
Second.
And a second. Any discussion? Patty, call the roll, please.
Mr. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Whitten?
Yes.
Ms. Squires?
Yes.
Mr. Manelli?
Yes.
Ms. Pickman?
Yes.
Thank you. Agenda item C1.
Okay, approval of lease agreement with 5G Technologies USA Limited. Staff has negotiated a new lease agreement with 5G Technologies USA Limited for 250 square feet of office space in Building 3 of the Commerce Park campus for a one-year period commencing June 1st, 2025 and terminating May 31st of 2026 at a rate of $24 per square foot equaling $512 per month, $6,144 for the one-year period exclusive of utilities.
Motion
So moved.
and seconded. Any discussion? Patty, call the roll?
Ms. Whitten?
Yes.
Ms. Squires?
Yes.
Ms. Terminelli?
Yes.
Ms. Pittman?
Yes.
Mr. Burns?
Yes. Agenda item C2.
Okay, approval of lease supplement number 1 with MedEng LLC. Staff has negotiated lease supplement number 1 with MedEng LLC for 1,650 square feet of warehouse space in Building 1 of the Commerce Park campus for a one-year period commencing June 1st, 2025 and terminating May 31st of 2026 at a rate of $6 per square foot equaling $825 per month or $9,900 for the one-year period inclusive of utilities.
A motion
Made. Second.
and seconded. Now, they already have a space in building
14.
14.
Yep. Yeah, so this is overflow warehouse space that they need.
Good. Any other discussion? Call the roll, Patty?
Ms. Squires?
Yes.
Ms. Terminelli?
Yes.
Ms. Pittman?
Yes.
Mr. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Whitten?
Yes.
Agenda item D1.
Okay, approval of T-Hanger lease agreement with Rich Kelly. Staff has negotiated a new lease agreement with Rich Kelly for T-Hanger number 7 at the Ogdensburg International Airport for a one-year period commencing June 1st, 2025 and terminating May 31st of 2026 at a rate of $240 per month, $2,880 for the one-year period inclusive of utilities.
Thank you. Motion
So moved.
made and seconded.
Sure.
Discussion now. The next 3 agenda items, it appears everybody's moving around. Is that
A
correct?
little bit, yep,
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
So one customer is getting a larger plane and there's 2 T-Hangers that are slightly larger than all the rest. So we're doing a little shuffling.
There you go. That's what I thought. Okay. Call the roll, please.
Ms. Terminelli?
Yes.
Ms. Pittman?
Yes.
Mr. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Whitten?
Yes.
Ms. Squires?
Yes.
Agenda item D2.
Okay, approval of T-Hanger lease agreement with Gregory Odenhusen. Staff has negotiated a new lease agreement with Gregory Odenhusen for T-Hanger number 9 at the Ogdensburg International Airport for a one-year period commencing June 1st, 2025, terminating May 31st of 2026 at a rate of $240 per month, $2,880 for the one-year period inclusive of utilities.
Thank you. Motion
Also move.
second. Made and seconded. Any discussion? Patty, call the roll, please.
Ms. Pittman?
Yes.
Mr. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Whitten?
Yes.
Ms. Squires?
Yes.
Ms. Terminelli?
And agenda item D3.
Okay, approval of T-Hanger lease agreement with Timothy Birch. Staff has negotiated a new lease agreement with Timothy Birch for T-Hanger number 10, the Ogdensburg International Airport for a 3-month period commencing July 1st, 2025 and terminating September 30th, 2025 at a rate of $240 per month or $720 for the 3-month period inclusive of utilities.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
And a second.
Is he usually seasonal?
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought
it's
so.
been- yeah.
That was my next
Yeah, I
question.
was
Yep.
like, I vaguely
Yeah.
remember this.
Okay.
Yeah.
It varies from 3 months to 4 months,
Okay.
year by year.
All right. Motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion? Patty, call the roll, please.
Mr. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Whitten?
Yes.
Ms. Squires?
Yes.
Ms. Terminelli?
Yes.
Ms. Pittman?
Yes.
Agenda item D4.
Agenda item D4, Airport Gateway Improvements Enabling Project Approval Change Order 10 with Marine Building Contractors. The Ogdensburg Bridge and Port Authority, the authority, is currently undertaking Gateway Improvements Terminal Renovation Project at the Ogdensburg International Airport identified as New York State DOT PIN number 7903. The Transportation Security Administration, TSA, requires the relocation of its existing checkpoint and baggage screening equipment to the newly constructed TSA checkpoint area. Leidos, the third-party sole source vendor for TSA screening equipment installation, has provided updated installation pricing. and TSA has declined to move their equipment using their own contractor. Murnane Building Contractor, the authority's general contractor to the project, has submitted a change order number 10 in the amount not to exceed $182,760 to cover Leidos installation costs and the additional scope related to relocating the TSA baggage screening equipment. The cost of this change order shall be deducted from the project's $800,000 contingency allowance number 1 and shall be identified as change order 10 on future pay applications. Authority staff has reviewed the proposed change order and recommends its approval. I also included a board memorandum just explaining what a contingency fund or the contingency allowance in a project is used for. So just to give you a bigger background because of the nature of what, as large as that is, and knowing the board's continued oversight to know what's going on there. So I wanted to give you all the information of how that works.
Their motion.
Move.
Second,
Second.
discussion.
This is almost a quarter of our contingency. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Allowance for the change
Right.
order?
Just putting it in perspective, we're 76% complete.
Okay.
And also, I worked with, when we did our budget, I worked with McFarland Johnson, and we came up with that $800,000 number that would be included when we went out looking for the funding. This was all part of our, so we built that in there knowing that it's just a fact, you're not gonna get everything, but also that money belongs to New York State. It's not our money, but we treat it like it is our money. So we don't just roll over for these things. And so if you want some detail on Leidos' thing, I think Charlie can give you a little detail. We were shocked when we got this number because we were expecting somewhere around $50,000. That's what McFarland has experienced over the past couple of years with their projects. So they put in there for Murnane to include that in their bid, and Leidos just, well, you can say more about what came about with that.
Yeah, so yeah, like Steve was saying, the sole source was very accurate. TSA as a government agency, there's certain contractor they can only use, and Leidos was one of the sole source that can move that kind of equipment and bring it back to the federal standards for compliance. And like with their regulation, there shouldn't be no contractor touching any of the equipments whatsoever. The equipments can only be touched by a Leidos tech, which is approved by TSA. And none of the equipment should be touched by anything besides walls, like any physical structures, yes. But any equipment wise, it has to be done by Leidos. And I think the sole source has something to do with the price. And I think over the years of everything going up, and I think that also has to do with why the price were so high. It's one of those things that, like Steve was saying, we're in the position that that thing has to move for the project to continue forward, to move forward. So, it's one of those things that
That's contractually our obligation to move it.
correct, because
They put it on us because we initiate.
we initiate the move for the
The
project.
terminal is our project. If they wanted to move somewhere different, then it would, to answer your question, it would be on them.
I noticed that you had in your notes that TSA declined to move their equipment using their own contractor.
Yeah, I don't know who that, but they would not, some of that,
They wouldn't, like Steve was saying, they wouldn't use their own contractor when they requested, because it's a project that we decided to move their location of their checkpoint. Yeah.
We want to move.
So we want to move them, not they want to move. If they want to move or their equipment, whatever, or add another piece of machine, that would have been on their cost.
and given that, maybe, we worked it out, this isn't the way government works, but they could have said, oh, well, to save you some money, we'll get our contractor to move our stuff instead. It's all lumped into that. So that was an added cost, not at the order of magnitude that we got for a number, but it was added in.
Okay.
It contributed to it, but, you know, we all agreed when we heard these numbers, we thought it was just shocking to get that, but that's the.
I jumped
that's
out my
where we're
chair
at.
when I saw that price.
So is Murnane gonna oversee Lighthouse? Like how does?
Yeah,
Yes.
they'll be responsible
Okay.
for that, but Lighthouse will be responsible for any
Right.
damage or anything.
Yeah.
And calibrating and everything like that, that's all with them. That's what you pay for with that.
Yep.
So this money will go to Murnane and then they'll deal directly with Lighthouse.
Correct.
That's like a sub.
Yeah, if they come in where we thought, it wouldn't be coming to you, it would be within budget, and we pay Renee whatever, 45 or 50, whatever was in the project
Mhm.
for that, but this is what on or above. What that-
So it's like 130 more than,
Yep.
and they're the only ones that do it.
And
Pretty
the
much.
quite funny thing is there's another contractor is K2, and K2 is part of Leidos.
So not really.
So not really, yeah.
So no, really.
Why are we not surprised? Well, Steve, in your note,
Yes,
the part that caught my attention was the third bullet, material or vendor cost fluctuations for specialty installations or sole source providers. That's exactly where we're at, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
and also, okay, so say we do a great job with the 800 that we came up with to put in the project, and we come out at, there's still 250,000 left in there. I can't speak for the state or whatever, but that's not our money. In other words, if we did a good job, the state can say, they can say, well, is there things that we need to be reimbursed for? We make a case for that, and they may say yes or no, or they may say, is there something you need to add to the project that would enhance that? A lot of times they figure, okay, you've done a good job with that, you're kind of rewarded. The FAA is kind of like that too with projects. I know in my day with the airport, we might have had, 10,000 left over, and they'd say, you can go out and buy some radios or things that just would enhance you. I don't know, they don't do that now, but that was one of those things. So I can't speak for the state. They may say, we're taking care of the taxpayers' money. We want everything out of the project. Everybody came out okay. But it's not, we look at it like it's our money, but in the end, any reserves, because the thing is, if we blow through that and go beyond that, then we're on the hook.
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah, no, so, but
That's the part that concerns me.
well, and the only relieving, if this was the first 10 weeks into the project, I'd be very concerned because you've got a lot coming at you. So the fact, I think we're at roughly 76% completion.
What's the timetable for this?
June, for this right here or the
Yeah,
project?
this.
For this to relocate,
June.
we're looking at the end of the month, June 30th, for the checkpoint relocation.
And
Will that delay our daily operations at all?
then they're continuing to move the wall as they're working on that.
Correct. Actually, the wall's already been built currently.
Is it all the way, is it as far down as it's gonna go now?
Yep.
Okay, does it go right to the,
Right to the new whole room wall.
oh, it does.
It's already there.
Good. So, I do have a question. Why is it change order 10? Have we had 9 other change orders?
They're minimal. I mean, they are change orders, but I'm authorized to okay them and then there are change orders that we get credit on. So they're not all coming out of that. There's some that are a balance on that.
Do we know what the balance is on the contingency?
I think the last number I saw was roughly 484,000. That's including.
I was gonna say, is that before or after
Oh.
this?
It's including this.
Okay, all right.
So we're
Yeah,
halfway.
but we're at 76%.
76% completed, halfway would use the contingency. Half of
But
the
most change
contingency.
orders usually happen
Yeah.
later on.
Yeah.
So
Well, you gotta throw it out there.
Sorry. I mean, I just gotta be aware, like.
Yeah, it was going good until you threw it out there. Well, let's hope.
It's the reality of it.
Let's hope everything else has been included prior to doing the 24% that's left. And we don't see any more change orders. But it was a good explanation.
Thank you.
So we've had, the motion was made and seconded, I believe. Call the roll, please.
Ms. Whitten?
Yes.
Ms. Squires?
Yes.
Ms. Terminelli?
Yes.
Ms. Pickler?
Yes.
Mr. Burns? I didn't do that on purpose, honestly.
It just came out that way?
It did.
Actually, because of Mr. Lawrence's excellent explanation, I will vote yes.
Oh.
Okay, where are we? Agenda item E1.
Okay, approval of lease agreement with Woodcrest Dairy LLC. Staff has negotiated a lease agreement with Woodcrest Dairy LLC for approximately 42 acres of vacant land, consisting of 14 acres east of ACO and approximately 28 acres on Wagner Road for a period commencing June 1st, 2025 and terminating November 30th of 2025 at a rate of $75 per acre or $3,150 for the lease period. In addition, the lease gives the authority the option to cancel the lease with 60 days notice should the need arise that a major industrial project requires the acreage. Also included in this agreement is the requirement for Woodcrest Dairy LLC to provide proof of appropriate insurance coverage to the authority, naming the Ogdensburg Bridge and Port Authority as an additional insured.
Motion
So moved.
I'll second.
and seconded. Discussion. In the past, they've grown corn there. It's getting kind of late. Hasn't been planted yet. has it?
Yeah, it's probably not going to be corn this year.
Hmm.
Yeah, and we've asked them to start getting away from that, just from the nature of previous years of
Right.
industrial property and what product you put on it. So.
Good. Call the roll, please.
Ms. Squires?
Yes.
Ms. Terminelli?
Yes.
Ms. Pickler?
Yes.
Mr. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Whitten?
Yes.
Agenda item E2.
Agenda item E2. Approval of FVD Engineering Services to perform an underwater and topside post-event inspection. An incoming vessel caused damage to the dock at the Port of Ogdensburg, and this recommended inspection is necessary to conduct a prompt investigation of the damage so the proper repairs can be approved, scheduled, and carried out. FVD Engineering Services, a firm who has previously performed engineering services at the port, submitted a proposal that includes conducting an above and below water inspection to evaluate the damage and assess the condition of structural elements. Following the inspection, FVD will prepare a conditions assessment memorandum detailing the impact of the strikes and will outline its recommendations for follow-up actions. The task breakdown. Task 1, topside and above water inspection, $14,250. Task 2, underwater dive inspection, $25,000. Task 3, impact assessment memorandum, $5,500. Total proposal cost, $44,750. Having reviewed this plan, staff recommends contracting with FVD to perform the services as put forward in the proposal.
Is there a motion? And second?
Second.
So, this is just the inspection of the dock above and below water. And if any repairs need to be done, who do we bill for that? The shipping company or the insurance company?
The shipping company.
For this and whatever
Yes,
repairs
correct.
need to be done?
Both. Yep.
Okay.
We just have to come to agreement, what our analysis is and all the expenses that we've had will have to be, we don't have a checkbook on that. So we have to be careful within reason and
Right.
keep them apprised of that. They've been very cooperative.
Good.
They usually always are, but we've been through it 2 other times.
Yes,
Unfortunately, we,
I do remember. Yeah.
So this is just kind of a short-term expense that hopefully will be recouped later
yeah,
on.
correct. Yeah.
Any other discussion? Not Patty, call the roll, please.
Ms. Terminelli?
Yes.
Ms. Pickla?
Yes.
Mr. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Whitten?
Yes.
Ms. Squires?
Yes.
Okay. Nothing for the railroad, nothing for the border station. Any other such matters, Mr. Lawrence?
I know, Mr. Chairman.
Any concluding comments from board members or authority staff? Is anyone online? Jennifer, anything?
No, but just kudos to Anthony for his recent recognition for the 20 under 40. Well done. Big year for you.
Listen, next time, anybody gets an award, could you go instead of that other guy?
I will try. Yeah.
Okay,
I'm far more entertaining.
all right,
Andy's
thank you.
Andy's on.
Andy, any question?
No, I'm all set. Thank you, though.
All right, thank you. Okay, later that, the next meeting date scheduled for July 10th, 2025. Oops. I do believe we needed a executive session.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, yes.
Anticipate any business to be conducted after that?
No,
No.
no.
No, is there a motion to go in executive session?
So
And
Okay,
I can give you.
4, yep.
There's a need to go into executive session for matters relating to section 105, 1F of the open meetings law. And it will be to discuss the medical, financial, credit, or employment history of a particular person or corporation or matters leading to the appointment, employment, promotion, demotion, discipline, suspension, dismissal, or removal of a particular person or corporation. And we anticipate no action.
Thank you. All those in favor of going to executive session, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? We enter executive session. We're out of executive session. Mr. Lawrence, any business to be conducted?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, in light of that, it seems the proposed next meeting is July 10th. So far, we have at least 2 of 7 of us that cannot make the 10th. So you might want to poll the board and see, make sure we have minimum of 4. Okay, anything else?
Yes, you'll be all hearing from Susan.
yay.
There you go.
Welcome to the party.
That scares you.
In light of that, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? We stand adjourned. Thank you.
Yes, I think you
Right,
got
right,
Yes.
right.
Thank you all.
Thank
Have a
you.
good night,
Thanks,
John.
John. Well, I love this